today.
Hi, and welcome to Out of the Fog. I'm Roberta Hewitt, and I am thrilled to be back as a guest host in this, the 20th year of Out of the Fog. On today's show, we have Brad Michaels and Keliegh Butt of Hot Mornings on 99.1. We also have Bonnie Birmingham, who's a local artist, and Katie Hussey, who's a certified aromatherapist. Stay tuned, we'll be right back with those chats.
You're watching Rogers TV St. John's.
Calling all journalism students, Omni Television is once again awarding scholarships to qualified students pursuing a career in third language journalism.
When I found out that I won an Omni Scholarship, I honestly wasn't expecting it. Winning an Omni Scholarship helped me realize that I chose the right career path by pursuing third language journalism.
Omni is home to a variety of locally produced current affairs programs and daily national newscasts, broadcast in 6 languages. To learn more about Omni Scholarships, visit omnitv.ca/scholarships.
You're watching Rogers TV St. John's.
Welcome back to Out of the Fog. I am here now with Brad Michaels and Keliegh Butt, hosts of Hot Mornings on 99.1. Hi, welcome to the show.
Hello, Roberta.
How are you?
So excited to chat with you both. I have to confess, I really think that being a radio show host must be just the coolest job on the planet. Would you agree?
It's fun.
I think it's a little different when you think about all the different types of media that you could be involved in. It's the most immediate, the most spontaneous, and the most in the moment. So I do think for that very reason, it just makes it a little bit special that way.
Totally. And even since we've been doing it, it's changed so much with, just social media kind of coming into play in the last number of years. So it's always changing, but it's exciting. There's lots of fun.
And how long have you two worked together?
Do you know?
I do know.
I know.
We've been working together for 13 years.
Oh, yeah, we have, yeah. Well, I thought it was more, but we've been working together for almost 15 and doing the show together in the morning for the last 7
years.
So how does it feel today to be on a different kind of media? Now, today you're in front of a camera.
It is 2 very different ball games. I think that you probably feel the same, but when you come to the studio, you're always in such a great mood, and we're always having so much fun, and this is on that level too, but it's very different.
It's very different having you be the host and asking us questions.
I like this role, though. I like this.
So I love that because it kind of leads us right into Tarot Tuesday, and I get to go in and be a part of the morning show on Tuesdays, and I have to say it's one of just the most fun things I get to do. I love Tuesday mornings, and I'm so grateful for the opportunity to be a part of this, and you two are so much fun to work with and spend time with, and I'd love it if we could just chat a bit about Tarot Tuesday and your experience of it.
Well, Tarot Tuesday wouldn't exist without you, and for those that don't know the backstory, we've heard it before, but you said to yourself, you always say, if you want something, put it out there, and you put it in your head and then started saying it out loud. You wanted to be on a radio show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Here we are. I think the better part of the year together doing it this year. And you talk about how exciting radio can be. There's nothing more exciting than on the fly and in the moment predicting what the future will hold for somebody. And it's all positive. Every Tuesday, if you want to be on, text the word tarot right now to 724-4487, right?
But that's the best part, Roberta. You're so positive, and you're helping so many people. And so it is one of our favorite days on the show, just having you come in with us. And then we missed you for a little while during the pandemic, so that was different too, and we were doing it over the phone. But yeah, no, it's one of our favorite days because you could hear the difference when someone calls and they're talking to you from the get-go, and then you can hear them be just feeling better by the end of the reading with you. So everybody feels good.
It was I think it was the very first time that we had done it, the very first Tuesday. Jessica called in and kind of validated the whole idea of why we were doing what we were doing, because you turned over the pregnancy card on her, and it was all new to all of us. And then she started crying on the air, and she said that she'd been trying to get pregnant for a couple of years, and they'd been doing in vitro, and it was just a real moment. And that's the kind of stuff that we're doing on Tarot Tuesday.
Yeah, it's really amazing to be able to have these conversations with people, and I love that you're both very much good vibes only, and just let's spread some joy, let's spread some hope, because I really feel too that it is almost a self-fulfilling prophecy, because if you actually believe something might happen, you're much more likely to start looking for those signs, looking for those messages, and if you put a little hope into it,
Sure.
It's just amazing what you could.
You've helped even us over just the year that you have. Brad is always saying, if you want something, you have to ask for it. Just the positivity and the comfort that you provide, I think, is just so important. So
Oh, you're so sweet.
Yeah.
Thank you. Brad, I have to say, I felt like you might have been a little bit skeptical of the whole thing at the beginning. I feel like we're slowly converting you.
A little bit,
Yeah.
bit by bit, but that's it. So if it doesn't matter if you've had a reading before, tarot reading is not the same as tarot reading always has a lot of assumptions that go with it, and you would know that. There's skeptics out there all the time, but even skeptics, there's a curiosity there about the whole thing. And how many times do we have somebody call back and say, yeah, I had a reading like 10 months ago, and I didn't believe you and rolled my eyes then, and look, it all came true.
Right.
People are so excited to talk to you initially, but I think they're even more excited to let you know how it all played out.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love the validation. And I want to just touch on real quick an idea that you guys had about Mother's Day and talking to people whose moms have passed and wanted to have that connection. And I think that really resonated with people. And a lot of people want to talk about loved ones who are gone and finding those signs and messages.
It was just last week, I think, we were making phone calls, and one of the phone calls that we got was somebody that thought they were getting signs from a loved one who had passed on, and every time that topic gets brought up, we all get like those cold chills, and it's just there's such a comfort in that, and you make them feel so good about it.
You're so sweet.
Well, how we got onto that topic was we had a call last year around Mother's Day from someone that had contacted me and said that she left the house at a different time of the day, and she happened to turn on the radio, and I was talking about a teacher that I had when I was in grade school.
Yes, that's right.
And it just so happened the person listening at that very moment, we were talking about her mother who had passed away some 15 years prior to, and she said, what are the chances that I would leave my house at a different time of the day that I normally wouldn't, that I turned you on at that exact moment you were talking about my mom, who I was thinking about, on my way out the door that day.
Yeah.
And that's how it started. And her name was Bailey Howard. We contacted Bailey, we talked to her, and she's told us that she's repeated and retold that story 100 times over the course of the year. But yeah, that's the power of it, right? Put it out there.
So tell us, what's coming up on Hot for the summer?
Oh, it's gonna be a busy summer.
I guess the next thing on the calendar is Father's Day.
That's right, Father's Day, and we're actually, we want you to be embarrassed a little, but at the same time, it's a learning curve. We want dads to dance.
Dads do a lot of things well. Probably not dancing is the forte. We're doing the Hot Dads Dance Party.
Yeah.
A chance to win cool stuff. A chance for dad to spend some time with infants, toddlers, teens, and grown-ups on all platforms.
There's so many different, platforms and outlets going on there, so that's what we want for Father's Day.
For the whole summer, we just started the Hot Fun Finder. First time we've been out in the community because of the pandemic for a while. So we just have somebody new on staff, Jenna Reed. She's out each and every week, kind of like going to all events across the community, which is kind of new. And then I guess when Real Deal Summer kicks in, we're doing the 99 days of summer. And it's all the summer spoils and things that we're going to give you by listening every week that you wouldn't buy for yourself.
Oh, I love that. And how can people listen?
Hot991.ca online anytime.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for
Thanks
being
for having
here
us.
today.
Thanks, Roberta.
And we will be right back with more on Out of the Fog.
It all started when I racked up some serious debt. Interest payments were going up, creditors were calling. Janes and Noseworthy came up with a plan. Knowing that the phone was going to stop ringing and that I was not in this alone was a huge relief. Bankruptcy or a consumer proposal or whatever help you get is not the end. It's just the beginning. A chance to start again with knowledge and support and people in your corner. Are you ready? Get out of debt. It's okay.
Learn more about Leah's story at janesnoseworthy.ca.
It was our 35th anniversary. To celebrate, we were on our way to Mama Rosie's, where we had our first date. That's when we heard coming from the radio. So we stopped and listened. It helped us get to safety. So when I think of our anniversary, because now we have even more to celebrate.
Welcome back to Out of the Fog. In studio with me now is local artist Bonnie Birmingham. Welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me, Roberta.
So, full disclosure, you and I actually know each other quite well. We're friends, but also colleagues, and we work together at St. John Ambulance. So let's just do a little shout out. And Bonnie, anything new in first aid?
Well, first of all, I think the correct term is work wife, I believe. We are that. New in first aid, there's always new things in first aid, and right now we have a new learning management system, and we're offering blended learning. So this is a really good thing for people to be able to do some of their first aid online and then just do the rest of it in class. So that's the latest.
Very exciting. Very exciting. So you have sort of a hobby that has nothing to do with your day job, and that's what we're here really to talk about today. So you're a painter.
Yes. Yep. So I am a painter. I've been doing it pretty religiously for the last 6 or 7 years. I guess throughout my life I've kind of dabbled in a bunch of different things, but really concentrated on that for the last little while. So it's what I do on the weekends, not at night, because I don't stay up late at night. So yeah, on the weekends is when I do this.
And you do some really beautiful work. I own a couple of Bonnie Birmingham.
You are a collector. You are a collector, yes.
I am. I'm a fan.
Yeah.
And I just kind of want to talk a little bit about what this does for you. It's very therapeutic, I would imagine.
Yeah, I like to hike, which is kind of a sister hobby to this, believe it or not, because what I paint is what I see in nature. So I find it very relaxing to be out in nature, but then I never really look at anything, I don't think, like a normal person. So I'm kind of looking at trees in a different way, and flowers, and looking at color and contrast and things like that. And I think everybody I work with knows how much I love trees, especially birch trees. So they're like one of my favorite pieces that I like to paint. But I almost never paint exactly what I see. My favorite thing is to kind of make it up. So I do use nature as the inspiration, but more often than not, a scene or whatever that I make is not something that you would actually find out there in the real world. And I find it very therapeutic.
Right.
And relaxing.
Of course.
Yeah.
And you do a lot of good work with your paintings, and you give a lot of your art away.
Yes, I do. Well, I'm not, at this moment, I'm not in the business to make money. I do sell some of my paintings, but I do give a lot away. So I've given a nice few to a lot of seniors' places around town. I gave like one to Iris Kirby House, and I've given it to various causes and auctions, that kind of thing. But then sometimes I just have a contest and I just give away a painting just for no reason.
Oh, like
yeah,
through social media?
Through social media, yes. Ah. Yeah. So on my Facebook page, I usually use it's Bonnie Birmingham art, pretty easy to find. So I'll put it up there. On Valentine's Day, I had Find the Love. Show Me the Love or something like that contest, and people just had to share with me. So it's like, I like for the contest to be something feel good as well, like if I'm going to put that on my page. Another one that I had was back in November. I have a painting that I really like. It's called The Fallen and Those Who Still Stand. So it's really done as a sort of an homage to veterans. So it's the only work that I have that I've actually done prints from. And so I've given that away a couple of times to veterans or veterans' families.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And
Thanks.
I couldn't help but notice that there's a bag
this thing
sitting
here?
next to you.
Yes. Would you like to see what's in this bag?
I would be thrilled.
Okay, so what we have in here, let's see here. Let's just get it open, is another painting that I'm hoping to give away through this program, but it's really a Father's Day contest. So my dad actually passed away last August, so this is going to be in honor of him. So what I'm asking people to do, if they would like to have this painting, is to go to my Facebook page and just share with me a life lesson that they've learned from their dad, because we've all learned something really special. So whoever wants to do that can go on the page and have an opportunity to win this. And I think Father's Day is like the 3rd week of June. The date evades me now, but the day before that, I will contact the person who's going to win it. So hopefully.
It's beautiful.
Hopefully that'll be in the hands of somebody just shortly after that, and they could keep it for themselves or give it to their dad if their dad wants it. Yeah.
I think it's June 19th, but
So then June 18th will be when I'll give it away.
On Bonnie Birmingham Art on Facebook?
Yes. Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Bonnie, I believe you have an interesting story about another local painter, Clifford George?
Oh yes. So Clifford George is I'm a huge fan of Clifford. So he is a well-renowned Newfoundland artist, and I visited his studio a couple of times, and anyway, I was inspired one of the times that I met him, and actually I was brave/foolish enough to create a painting of actually him. So my husband took a picture of him in the garden, and I recreated that picture, gave it to him as a gift, and the Herald, I think, was doing a story on him, and they came to visit him in his studio, and I think they must have mistaken the portrait that I painted. That's something he painted, or at least that's what I'm saying in my mind, so that I feel good about myself. But I think that so they published it as if it was his. So thankfully to you reached out to your friends in the media, and they made that correction and gave me credit for it. But I was just honored to be in the same story that he was in, really.
It's amazing.
He's a pretty cool guy. Yeah.
Well, I think you are certainly doing some pretty amazing and cool things with your skills as well. And even just recently, we did a lunch and learn at the office where you helped some of us learn how to paint or create our own masterpieces.
Yeah.
And I was pretty terrible at it, so I know that this is not easy. And you just do a wonderful, wonderful job. And if anyone wants to purchase something or even just look at your work, how do they find you?
Yeah, so still really easy to find. I am on Instagram under Bonnie Birmingham Art, and the same thing for Facebook. I have my own personal page. You can find some artwork there, but for the most part on Bonnie Birmingham Art is where you will find a good representation of my work.
Awesome. Bonnie, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
I'll see you back at the office.
Indeed.
And we will be right back with more on Out of the Fog.
If you have a comment about this program, we'd love to hear it. Email or call us, or send us your feedback through social media.
Welcome back to Out of the Fog. In studio with me now is Katie Hussey, who is a certified aromatherapist. Welcome to the show, Katie.
Hey, Roberta.
Hi.
So happy to be here with you today.
So you are actually an account executive with Triware, which is a fantastic local IT support company.
Yeah.
But in your spare time, you have a little essential oil hobby.
I sure do. It's a part-time thing. And I absolutely love them. They're one of my saving graces, and I have been so obsessed with essential oils for 5 years now, and yeah, I absolutely love them.
So how did you get involved? What brought you here?
Yeah, so 6 years ago, my cousin simply introduced me to Young Living in particular. It was just a simple, hey, I have these amazing things and you should try them out. I did not know anything about essential oils at the time. And it stemmed into me getting my kit, embracing the natural, all the beautiful things that essential oils and Young Living in general has offered me. It stemmed into me just using the oils myself and then teaching other people how to use them and then becoming certified, in particular aromatherapist and aroma freedom.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's been a great journey for you.
It has been, for sure.
So how do people use these oils?
Well, there's 3 ways to use them. You can diffuse them. So we have the diffuser here. The diffuser just puts off the molecules into the air, so they're fantastic if you're at home and you just want to purify the air. So for example, if you have cooking, like maybe some fish or something that's really stinky, you can diffuse purification and it will help get rid of the smells. Another aspect, if you had a really, really stressful day, you could put some stress away into your diffuser and diffuse it, and it helps you relax and get calm.
So if you've had a bad day, rather than reaching for, say, a bottle of ibuprofen or maybe a bottle of wine, reach for a bottle of essential oils instead.
Definitely stress away.
Nice.
For sure.
Nice. So these are therapeutic, and people can use them for a wide variety of just day-to-day ailments, like headaches.
Most definitely, yeah. So headaches, Young Living in particular have natural health products that are certified by Health Canada to help with specific ailments. So like our day-to-day things like headaches, could be digestive issues, joint and muscle pain, might be eczema, so some skin problems. Young Living has specific oils and also products to help with that.
Wow, that's really amazing.
Yeah, and you can actually, as well, to get back into how you can use them, you can apply them topically. So you can actually test the essential oil on your skin first to see, how your body reacts to it. Or you can use a carrier oil to dilute them and apply to your skin. Another way is food flavoring.
You mean you eat them?
Yes, you can totally eat them.
Oh, wow.
So you can use them in your baking, and they're certified for Young Living. They're called Plus Line, and you can use them in baking. So if you're baking a cake, for example, and you want to put some orange or cinnamon flavor, we have essential oils that you can use in your cooking.
Okay, so I think I want to note that you've referenced Young Living a couple of times. So that is the brand of essential oil, and if you are going to be ingesting or even, smelling these oils deeply, it should be a real high quality essential oil.
Most definitely, yeah, that's the most important thing. A lot of companies may produce essential oils that are very cheap, right, to say. And the way that they do that is that they're not regulated by FDA or Health Canada. So what happens is companies can cut corners and try to produce as much product as possible so that they can make profit. And Young Living uses a seed to seal process, which is so great because they use their farming, they don't use any pesticides in their processes, they're very detailed. You can go visit their farms and experience the farms. They have one in Canada, in Fort Nelson, BC, and they actually produce Northern Lights black spruce, which is beautiful.
Wow. And so you are certified in aromatherapy.
Correct.
So you can help people using essential oils.
Yeah.
So what would you help someone with?
For example, the ailments that we just talked about. If somebody's experiencing headaches on a regular basis, we can start using possibly peppermint or lavender to help them. Or if they're having digestive issues, we would kind of like look at the person and see what they're experiencing and put together some things for them.
And there's a lot of emotional support through essential oils.
That is probably one of the most beneficial ones that I've had for myself. I get very nervous. I'm really nervous now, and I actually use essential oils to help me get here on the stage with you. But I'm also certified in aroma freedom, and I'm a practitioner. And that is simply a guide to help people connect with their negative thoughts and beliefs using essential oils in the process. And it's amazing what happens when you go through a session. It's so, so good.
Yeah, I can actually vouch for that because you and I have done some aroma freedom sessions, and it's absolutely amazing how it helps release negative energy, blocks. I always feel so much better when we do this. So if anyone out there is even considering this, I would certainly recommend it, but how can we get in touch with you so they can reach out to you and get an expert's opinion?
For sure. They can reach out to me on Facebook or Instagram. On Instagram, it's Katie Hussey YL, and on Facebook, it's Katie Hussey, and with Young Living as well, I have a Facebook page.
Oh, that's awesome, Katie. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
For coming in here today and bringing all of this amazing stuff. And the viewer doesn't know this, but the studio smells amazing here today. And I certainly would recommend, if you have any interest in essential oils, to find Katie and check this out.
Thank you, Roberta. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. And we will be right back on Out of the Fog.
If you have a comment about this program, we'd love to hear it. Email or call us, or send us your feedback through social media.
And that's our show for this evening. Thank you so much for watching, and special thanks to Brad and Kayla of Hot 99.1, Bonnie Birmingham, and Katie Hussey. And thank you for watching. Have a great evening.
If you have a comment about this program,